2,000 years ago, beyond the eastern edges of the Roman world, lay an empire of shadows, a vast, untamed realm of sweeping deserts, towering mountains, and fierce, unrelenting winds. This was the Parthian Empire, Rome's greatest and most feared ancient rival. While the Caesars built their marble cities, the Parthian kings mastered the endless horizon, stretching from the shores of the Euphrates to the rugged borders of ancient India. They were the undisputed lords of the Silk Road, the gatekeepers between East and West. Yet today, their palaces are dust, and their chronicles, written mostly by their enemies. To understand the ancient world, we must look past the legions of Rome and ride east, into a kingdom forged not of stone and infantry, but of wind and the saddle. A civilization whose very name struck awe into the hearts of the greatest generals alive. Their story begins in the steppes of Central Asia, long before they wore imperial crowns. They were the Parni, a nomadic tribe of horsemen wandering the harsh, golden plains. In the 3rd century BC, a visionary leader named Arsaces united these drifting warriors. Seizing a rare opportunity, they swept down into the fading remnants of a fractured Greek empire. Step by step, valley by valley, they claimed the ancient lands of Persia as their own. They did not erase the cultures they conquered, but wove them into a vast, multicultural tapestry. The nomads became emperors, trading their felt tents for the sprawling brick palaces of Mesopotamia. They built a unique, decentralized society where noble houses commanded profound loyalty from their vassals. A kingdom nominally governed by a king of kings, but truly ruled by powerful aristocratic families. And to defend this sprawling patchwork of nations, they birthed a military machine unlike any other. To the Parthians, the horse was not merely a beast of burden, it was a sacred partner. Children learned to ride before they could walk, and to loose arrows before they could speak. Their armies had no marching infantry, no slow, plodding columns to weigh down their advance. Instead, the earth shook with the thundering hooves of 10,000 fearless war horses. The core of their power was the swift, elusive horse archer, a phantom of the desert, clad in light, flowing tunics. They would ride in wide, sweeping circles around their bewildered foes, unleashing a merciless hail of arrows. They struck with the sudden precision of a hawk in flight. And then came their most legendary maneuver, the famed and terrifying Parthian shot. Feigning retreat, the rider would suddenly twist in the saddle, firing backward at a full gallop. It was an act of lethal grace, turning a desperate chase into a sudden, inescapable trap. But these light archers were only the anvil, waiting for a heavy, devastating hammer to fall. From the blinding dust emerged the cataphracts, heavy cavalry encased entirely in shimmering bronze and iron. Both rider and horse were draped in overlapping metal scales, like dragons of the ancient world. Charging with massive, leveled lances, they shattered enemy lines with an unstoppable, terrifying momentum. Together, this dual force of speed and armored might completely rewrote the rules of ancient warfare. It was only a matter of time before this Eastern Titan clashed with the expanding Roman Republic. The two towering superpowers finally met along the winding, muddy banks of the Euphrates River. In the year 53 BC, the Roman general Crassus marched east, hungry for unmatched glory and gold. He led 7 veteran legions into the scorching sands of Cari, expecting a swift, easy triumph. Instead, he found the Parthian commander Serena and a shimmering horizon black with endless cavalry. The famed Roman shield walls meant nothing against the piercing, relentless rain of Parthian arrows. It was a stunning defeat that shocked the ancient world, leaving thousands of Romans stranded in the sand. The golden eagles of the legions were captured, a profound humiliation that Rome would never forget. For centuries after, the frontier between these two giants was locked in a perpetual cycle of conflict. Emperors like Trajan and Marcus Aurelius marched east, seeking to break the Parthian spirit forever. Yet every Roman invasion eventually melted away in the vast, unforgiving expanse of the Parthian heartland. The Parthians traded space for time, retreating into the deserts, letting the harsh environment defeat their invaders. It was a masterclass in strategic brilliance, born of a deep, intimate understanding of their native earth. They proved to the entire world that the seemingly invincible Roman war machine could be stopped. And they did it, not with towering walls of stone, but with mobility, patience, and absolute resolve. Yet, to remember Parthia solely for its wars is to miss the true, vibrant genius of its empire. Behind the shield of its legendary cavalry lay a realm of breathtaking prosperity and bustling trade. They controlled the central artery of the Silk Road, quietly watching over the passage of global wealth. Caravans laden with Chinese silk, Indian spices, and Roman glass all paid their tolls to Parthia. In their grand winter capital of Ctesiphon, classical Greek architecture stood harmoniously beside ancient Persian design. Markets overflowed with the energetic chatter of merchants, speaking Aramaic, Greek, and early Persian tongues. The Parthian kings were devoted patrons of the arts, minting intricate coins bearing their bearded royal portraits. They celebrated their rich, dual heritage, proudly crowning themselves as both Persian lords and friends of the Greeks. Within the cool, shaded sanctuaries of their sprawling courtyards, poets recited epic, sweeping tales of ancient heroes, while devoted Zoroastrian priests kept the sacred eternal fires burning in mountain temples across the realm. It was a fascinating society of stark contrasts, where nomadic freedom met the rigid protocols of imperial life. Wealth flowed heavily into the hands of the great noble families, funding elaborate feasts and magnificent hunts. Princes adorned themselves in flowing, beautifully embroidered tunics, heavily accented with radiant golden jewelry, but they never truly forgot their wild, nomadic roots, always keeping a fast, loyal horse saddled nearby. For nearly 500 years, they managed an empire that served as an awe-inspiring bridge of human civilization. But no empire, no matter how vast or incredibly wealthy, can escape the quiet, relentless march of time. The eventual downfall of Parthia did not come from the heavy, marching shields of Rome, but from within. Generations of exhausting civil war and bitter, endless disputes between rival princes began to hollow out the throne. The great noble houses, once the vital, supporting pillars of the empire, turned their violent ambitions against each other. As the central authority fractured, the provincial borders weakened, and the imperial treasury slowly ran dry. In the early 3rd century, a new, fiercely determined power arose from the southern province of Persis. The Sassanids, claiming a purer, more ancient Persian bloodline, rose up in open, sweeping rebellion. In a final, desperate clash, the last Parthian king of kings fell upon the shifting, dusty battlefield. The crown violently changed hands, and the once mighty Parthian Empire quietly faded into the mists of history. Their great, sprawling cities were rebuilt or abandoned, their meticulous records lost to the shifting sands of time. Yet, their incredible legacy continues to echo through the ages in the very concept of the chivalric knight, in the enduring, intensely romantic image of the armored horseman, riding out to meet his ultimate destiny. They were the ultimate, unyielding survivors of antiquity, the lords of the bow, the masters of the endless plain, a spectacular, sweeping empire of shadows and dust, forever holding its ground against the immense might of Rome. The Parthians, a brilliant, fleeting, and magnificent storm that changed the course of the ancient world forever.